Hey everybody, my name is Bridges, and welcome to my video series, Recording Artist Explained. I'm a two-time Grammy nominated producer, writer, and mixer, and I'm really excited to share some of the ideas, concepts, methodologies that I've learned along the way in my career. There's a ton of material online about sound design, how to get your drums to knock, music theory. You can learn how to play any instrument on YouTube. I mean, there's just so much information, but as far as I know, there's no information for artists on how to be great artists. I have yet to see a checklist or a guide on how to be an artist, much less a great artist. And I figured I would take this opportunity to share some of the concepts that I use every day, from how to get a really emotive vocal take, to how do I craft a custom tailored sound for any of the artists I'm working with, to how do I market their releases. This video series could also help producers that want to enrich their relationships with the artists that they are working with, developing, recording, whatever. But this video series is really for artists. So yeah, let's get into it. An artist to me is someone who's willing to bare their soul in any medium. What exactly does that mean? That means being vulnerable and emoting. Now, emote is a word, I don't know if you've ever heard it. Hopefully you have. It's a word you're going to hear an absolute ton in this video series. Emoting is basically being emotive or displaying emotions. Emotions are kind of the life's blood of music, I would say. I mean, without emotions, you don't really have entertainment. You don't have movies, you don't have music. Sports even are super emotional. Any relationship, emotions, it's the life's blood of life. Did I really just say that? Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But people spend lots of time and money investing in the arts. Why? So they can feel emotions vicariously. If you watch a sad movie, it's because you want to feel sad. Maybe you don't want to go through the sad ordeals that the characters on the screen have gone through, but you want to feel sad enough, right? And if you watch a violent movie, like if I watch Fight Club, which is one of my favorite movies, I watch Fight Club so I don't have to go out and beat up a bunch of people and do a bunch of crazy shit. But I get a taste of that vibe nonetheless. So, as an artist, it's very important that your angry songs, you are vulnerable enough that your angry songs make other people feel that anger. Maybe it doesn't make them angry per se, but makes them, they feel the anger, and your sad songs make people feel your sadness. So you have to feel comfortable enough to go there and let people see that. That's what the best artists do. In this video series, we'll be talking about how to unleash that and how to feel more comfortable showing that. And yeah, it just blows my mind that no one's made a tutorial about this. I mean, it's cool that I get to. I feel like I'm pretty well suited to do it, but it's like the most important part of this. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, we can't take our eyes off of people like Kanye West, Lady Gaga. I don't want to get political, but Donald Trump is just the perfect example of this. Because they act in a way that most people are afraid to act like. So we live vicariously through them. They live a daring, intriguing life. Whether you agree with their actions and decisions or not, you have to admit that it is interesting. And as an artist, that is your job. It is your job to show that part of you and let people live vicariously through you. That is your job as an artist. A great artist gives their patrons a taste of a life that their fans are afraid to live. And that's a gift. Give that to your fans. Give it freely. Don't hold back. So you've got to be vulnerable. you've got to emote. Emoting is the most important thing. And what does that look like? For starters, leaving it all in the vocal booth. But more on that in video 3. Right now I'd like to get into what producers and A&Rs look for in artists. Like, what are the things that when we see, we're like, gotta work with them. So here's that list. Does the song make me feel anything emotionally? Does the music match the lyric? Do I feel anything from listening? Do I feel anything from talking to the artist? Because if I'm having a conversation from them and they're emoting and I feel something just from interacting with them, their fans will feel something from interacting with them. So basically, if I'm feeling something from the music, I know that their fans will feel something from the music. Do I believe what the artist is saying? Does the music match the artist? Does the artist look like the music they're making? Do I believe that an artist like this would sing songs like this? That's a big one. That's a really big one. So a lot of what I do as a producer is I try to find a believable sound, a believable soundscape, believable lyrics for the person who I'm sitting next to working with. Is it a great song, but the wrong artist is singing it? In that case, we can shop it to another person and, make some bread. All good. Is the artist even playing up their strengths? That's a big one. Some artists, someone might come in trying to belt on every song, but they have an amazing falsetto that's super sweet and super smooth, and it's like, why aren't you playing that up? Or they might want to do some really aggressive music and they're an incredible balladeer. Just an example. Is the music unique? If it's not unique, what can we add to it to make it unique? What are the good things about what this artist is doing? So I, as a producer, can accentuate them. What is the fat surrounding their music that I can trim away so that the good parts shine more? The music should be unique, but it shouldn't sound like it's from another planet. If it was on a playlist, what song could play before it and what songs could play after it? What genre is this in? What subgenres does it blend? Some artists are a quick read and some are not. Meaning some artists will neatly fit into what's going on currently, and then some artists are ahead of the curve or slightly left, and we'll have to kind of either craft it to be more palatable to what's going on now, or simply be comfortable with the idea that, hey, let's sit on this incredible new sound for a year or so and wait for the world to come around to it, because that can happen too. Every artist has their thing, and they give their fans a lot of it. In the next video, I'll share with you how I help artists find their signature thing with a technique called the pyramid.